Tommy, right here is going to be all right. We've already gone through all the instructions. Expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's get it on!
Lennox Lewis made a big point of telling us that he has learned since the McCall fight how to ease his way into a bout, not looking for the big punch from the outs. Has made a big point of saying, I don't think I can outbox Lennox Lewis. I don't even think it's worth trying. But he did outbox George Foreman a couple of years ago, and there are some of us who still expect to see some of those in and out tactics.
The weight that Lennox has added looks good. He is not too big. He's gained weight in all the right places.
Hard right hand by Tommy Morrison. Lewis is old, and most think bad habit is to leave the jab laying out there and measure his man with it.
And the reason that they think this is a bad habit is because the best time to hit a guy, like I said, is when his jab is extended.
More than 2 minutes into the round, Tommy Morrison has landed 2 counter right hands against Lennox Lewis's jab, but Lewis's jab has dominated the action so far. Morrison's left was blocked against Lewis's arms. The right hand got through again.
If I were in Lewis's corner, I would be telling him to throw the straight right to the body some. That would move Tommy Morrison's hand, and that would create an opening for the right hand to the face.
Has missed every time with the right hand, but Morrison is very aware of Lewis's right and flinches away from it when Lennox throws.
Tommy has developed a small swelling under his right eye from that jab already.
Another right hand miss as the round comes to a close, and a relaxed Morrison allows himself to go to his knees. Lewis pushing him on the back of the head.
Keep working the jab. You're going to find him. He's really cautious.
You're going to see that right hand coming all night long. All right? Let's take it away from him by using more jabs, more sevens. Double up on your seven. Look for the
Lewis is trying to do 2 things. One, you see his right hand is high. He's ready for the great left hook that Morrison does have. And secondly, it's that jab. He's trying to force an opening rather than merely wait for an opening, as he has often done in the past.
There he was holding the left hand out there as he tried to land the right hand over the top, but he threw 52 snapping jabs in round number 1, and that kind of activity can only be a product of Emmanuel Stewart's reworking of Lennox Lewis's fighting style.
That's the right hand that Lennox threw right then that I'm saying he should throw to the body. That way, later in the fight, if he starts to tire, Morrison will tire too from these body shots.
If he punches to the body at all, Roy, it's a big step forward. One thing we've noticed in Lewis's past fights, he seems to forget constantly to go to the body.
Morrison seems to be forgetting that same thing right now, though. He should be working Lewis's body as well. He's the shorter fighter here. For him to have an advantage, he should throw more body shots that can bring Lewis's hands down.
Morrison almost sneaked the left hook past Lewis's right hand. It was partially blocked.
One thing I did like about Tommy is that in between the first and second round in the corner, Tommy was breathing, long stride, and there's a good body shot.
Good body shot by Morrison, but he goes down, so score it a knockdown for Lewis.
I thought it was a left hook. The fighters had their backs to us, so we couldn't tell. But if it was a very short left hook.
That's what happens to Morrison. Lewis just misses with the right hand, and now there's blood at Tommy Morrison's right eye. So the little left hook from Lennox Lewis that put Morrison down has apparently also cut his eye. Both fighters more aggressive now.
Morrison needs to move his head more. He's making himself a still target for Lewis. Lewis looking down can hit a still target much easier than Tommy can looking up.
Both fighters need more head movement. Right now, Morrison is the one who needs it most. Round 2 coming to a close. There was a knockdown in the round for Lewis.
He needs to throw the wide punches because he's reaching up.
The knockdown, of course, marked the 11th time in the decade of the 90s that Tommy Morrison's been down. There's another good left hook for Lennox Lewis.
And if Morrison keeps standing out there and letting Lennox dictate the pace, you can count for a 12th knockdown because he will go down again. It's crazy to stand out there on the end of a tall man's punches.
So how is Tommy going to get inside?
He has to move his head and start trying to make Lennox throw decent punches so he can slip them and get inside. Once he gets inside, he has to stay inside. That right there is not the place for Morrison to be.
So far, he has not been able to slip Lewis's jab. He's eating it. And as long as that's the case, he won't get inside.
Well, there he's inside. He can block the jab, go in, but he can't throw the 2 and 3 punch combinations because Lennox is doing something smart. He's punching between Morrison's punches, which is what I told you would be a problem for him. If I were Morrison, I would be content with that right there, getting one body shot at a time, hoping to tire Lennox in the later round.
Hey, come on, let's go.
Mills Lane all the way here from Nevada tonight. If we get a chance later, we'll tell you exactly what's going on there. New Jersey State Athletic Commissioner Larry Hazard looking to nationalize officiating in the sport. He says bringing in a Nevada referee for this fight is one step in that direction.
I can tell you one more thing that I can see. Morrison is getting a little closer to Lennox. This means that Lennox may be getting a little tired in the leg department.
Morrison, I thought, landed a big but grazing right in that exchange.
Watch the heads in there, both of you. Get off that neck, Lewis, come on.
Third round coming to a close. Relatively cautious round for Lewis.
Yes.
Walk him down, just put your hands up tight and walk straight to him. He can't do shit. It's too much weight, too much strength. Break him down.
Stewart's pretty confident in there, Roy.
Yeah, but you never should underestimate a puncher such as Tommy Morrison. I wouldn't try to walk him down. I would sit there and box him just like Lennox is doing. Keep him off balance with the jab and just peg him until you set up a big shot.
If you've been as successful as Lewis has been up to this point, why would you change it? Why wouldn't you just wait for the big one to come to you?
It's almost like backing a cat into the corner if you put your hands up and walk him down. You're going to make him fight him much harder than he is doing right now.
There's a right hand by Morrison. He's got a mouse under his left eye, but he's starting to connect more and more frequently with those right hands as he steps inside. Body shot landed, uppercut partially blocked by Morrison. Stands to reason that if Lewis listens to Stewart and elects to walk on in, he's going to give Morrison more opportunities.
That's what I just said. It's almost going to be like backing a cat into a corner and making him have to fight. If you force Morrison to fight, you're going to get caught with some big, sharp punches because he throws powerful, sharp punches.
Tommy taking punishment off the jab. More and more, it looks like Morrison was correct when he said there was no way he could outbox Lennox Lewis. Lewis reaches forward and grabs Morrison. Mills Lane gets him at the distance again, and Lewis landed a right hand.
The crowd
moves to a close. Tommy Morrison, throughout his career, has had a monumental problem being effective in the 5th round. It happens way too frequently to just be a statistical coincidence. Morrison seems to tire automatically at the end of 4 rounds. His trainer, Tommy Vergitz, says to all intents and purposes, he's never won a 5th round in his career. And as the graphic showed you, his punch output normally goes way down in this stanza. It happened again earlier this summer against Razor Ruddock.
Both of these fighters are very tired. The only thing is that Morrison is starting to swell, and it's going to start, his eyes are starting to swell, and this should start affecting his vision soon.
Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored so far?
Jim, 4 rounds to nothing, 40-35, Lennox Lewis. I gave Lennox all 4 rounds. Certainly he deserves an extra point in round 2 for the knockdown. Lennox has shown me a great left jab. Real good defense. Tommy's not getting through, and I think Vergitz is killing Morrison with all that Vaseline. It's going in his eye. You can't see the punches coming.
And right now, Lewis is landing combinations at will. When Morrison comes forward, Lennox simply jabs and then drops the right hand over. He's been very effective in the first minute of this round.
2 things I see. One thing is that Morrison knows that the 5th round is not a good round for him.
Morrison is trying to fight Lewis the way he fought George Foreman, staying outside his range and then trying to fight and get inside in his own terms. But Lewis is just much faster than George.
And not only that, if you stay out of Lennox's range and he has the longest arms, then that means you're that much further out of your own range.
Morrison landed a left hook after Lewis's right hand. But Tommy Morrison is battered around both eyes and appears to be losing his vision as time goes on.
Lenix has an "I'm about to take over now" expression on his face. These things play a big role in a boxing ring, because when you see a guy with that "I give" look, it gives you more confidence, gives you energy sometimes that you don't even have to want to get him out.
Under a minute in round number 4. Or check it, round number 5, I should say. As has been the pattern throughout his career, Morrison has been largely dominated in this 5th round by Lewis. All those punches were blocked by Lennox Lewis's arms. And there's a monumental uppercut. Morrison went to one knee. Lane calls it a knockdown, correctly so. Morrison knew it. He went immediately to the neutral corner, and that right eye's looking pretty bad.
This fight is basically over. Like I told you before, Morrison has that "I give up" look on him. Lennox knows it. Lennox is just going to keep coming. Lennox has done his homework on Morrison. He knows every combination that Morrison throws, and they're the same. So he cannot hit Lennox.
Round 5 ends. Lennox Lewis, to this moment in the fight, has looked better.
Come on. I got this one. I got the left one.
All right. Give him a round, Bob. Give him a round.
Yeah, we're going to give him a round. We just want to see how bad it is.
Okay. Tommy, listen to what I'm going to tell you now. You have got to take him into a war this round. Okay. Right? There's no more. We're not going to win by points on this. You got to get low. You got to stalk him. You got to take him into a war. Okay.
He's done a lot of long right hands, Lewis, in this fight, as we've often seen him. But it's that short one that Tommy Morrison didn't see that put him down. Tommy Vergit,
Take some of this grease off.
Morrison's trainer, sounds like he might stop the fight himself unless Morrison can do some serious damage in this round. Yes, he asked the doctor to give him one more round when the doctor wasn't even thinking of it at that point.
Yes, but he can sense the urgency on Morrison's face. Morrison has basically almost given up in this fight. He wants to go out and see can he land a big shot now.
Oh, that's a terrific right-hand shot by Lewis.
Morrison just wants a chance to try for one more knockout. Then I think he knows that he's basically outclassed by Lewis.
He'll make a statement here anytime.
In pleading his own case, you might have heard Morrison say to the doctor, "I've still got my left hook," by way of saying, listen, don't stop this thing too fast. I'm dangerous. But the left hook has not been a factor so far. Down goes Morrison again, and this is becoming a blowout.
4, 5,
Morrison is too
6,
concerned about his eye. He's letting his eye take him out of the fight.
And Lennox begins to showboat just a little bit. Now he comes back to the jab, popping it and bringing it back the way you're supposed to.
This is the round that Morrison stopped Ruddock after taking a terrible beating.
Lane's getting very close to a stoppage here. You get that sense. Down goes Morrison again, and I wonder if Mills has seen enough.
4,
There is no 3 knockdown rule in effect. That's the 4th knockdown of the fight, and that'll do it.
A terrific performance by Lennox Lewis. Defensively, he kept that right hand up so that he completely neutralized Tommy Morrison's outstanding left hook.
Winner, former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis.
Okay.